I'll start by saying that I don't want to overuse the word wackadoodle, and that I'm sincerely hoping that as we begin to put the Trump era in the rearview mirror, perhaps we will be less forced to deal with people whose mental faculties are so obviously compromised, one needs to use words as insulting as wackadoodle to get the point across. It turns out that the birth date that I used for Sidney Powell is likely to be incorrect. I found the May 2nd, 1964 date in a couple of websites, but after a few days passed, the information was updated to be May 1, 1955 instead. This means that part of what I said in my Wackadoodle title video is not correctly related to the astrology. However, this mistake gives me an opportunity to explain something that has been asked in this channel, namely, can one determine a person's character from their chart? The best answer to that is no, you cannot. At best, you can spot potential tendencies, but for the most part, it is a really bad idea to try to predict the sum total of someone's character through their chart patterns. It is much better to assess their behavior using your senses, particularly your eyes and your ears. And then, look at the chart to explain what you sensed. If you think this way of doing it exposes you to potential error, then just realize that doing it the other way around makes it even more likely you'll get it wrong. So, Sidney Powell is as wackadoodle on May 1, 1955 as she is May 2nd, 1964. In fact, I would say she is even more wackadoodle in 1955. Curiously, both these dates give a sun position that points to the quick rise and quick fall she experienced due to Uranus transiting over her sun. What is different is now she doesn't have the Jupiter-Mercury conjunction, which tends to confer strong, insightful mind power. Now, in 1955, Mercury is in a T-square involving Saturn and Pluto, and so what I said previously about her conspiratorial tendencies by way of the 1964 Saturn opposite Pluto shows up instead in direct wiring to her mind planet, Mercury. I actually think the 55 chart explains her follow the autocrat to the moon delusions better than a 1964 birth, because now it is more personal via her mind planet. Saturn conservative thinking in the service of plutocratic ideals, coalescing into a pizza of Byzantine conspiracy theories to suit her purpose. As for the Neptune delusion, previously shown by Sun opposite Neptune, now we see Neptune in direct square to a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Cancer, and perhaps even more importantly, the three Capricorn planets in transit opposing these two and squaring Neptune. So, aside from how delusional this woman is at all times, she is certainly going through a delusional cycle in 2020 because her Neptune is being heavily activated. As for saying in the previous video that, like Trump, she seems to fit the dumb as a rock category, before I explained it via Neptune. Now I'm going with Saturn. Neptune on the high side isn't dumb at all. It's the ability to channel imagination in ways that can be amazingly creative. Saturn on the high end is the epitome of accuracy and precision, but on the low end is just plain dull. And opposing Mercury makes for dull-minded. So, accurate and precise or dull-minded? Which do you think she is?